Meanwhile, we've been waiting since the top of the hour for Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross to take the stage at the Heritage Foundation event. He has apparently just started. We do have the cameras there. What we're going to do is monitor his remarks, bring you anything that he mentions on trade. This as the White House attempts to soften its tone on the trade dispute. Chinese officials are saying, we're not softening anything. It's impossible to negotiate under current circumstances with the United States. President Obama's former Undersecretary of Commerce for International Trade, Stefan Seelig, joins me now. And you had one thing in common with President Trump. He had said about a week or so ago, this is not a trade war. Then some of his people had said it's not a trade war. And most recently, you had said it's not a trade war. Is it now a trade war, or is he backing down, blaming the previous administration versus the Chinese?
Well, Liz, nice to be back.
Good to have you.
I would say that, the question belies a certain confusion that we all have. And so I think the fact that we can't answer that question clearly is what's resulting in the market volatility that we're seeing and the inability for folks to plan appropriately.
He called the tariffs that China imposes on U.S. cars coming into China stupid trade, not fair trade, not free trade, stupid trade. Who negotiated those deals, and is it 25%? The word was that 25% tariff for U.S. cars coming into China, yet when Chinese cars come into the U.S., we only charge them 2.5%.
That's right. And a lot of these tariffs were set up many, many years ago. As you know, China joined the World Trade Organization 17 years ago. And we all made a bet, and this was obviously a previous administration than I was a part of, that China would develop economically and move much more towards a market economy over that period of time. And frankly, that development has been much slower than expected. And I think the current administration has it quite right that we should be putting on pressure on China to make some of those changes. The question is, are we doing it in a smart way that is likely to be effective? And I think the fact that you don't really know, are we entering into potentially a trade war or not, might suggest that the answer to that is no.
We thought if there was reciprocity, meaning President Trump had said steel and aluminum tariffs, those have started. Then the Chinese came in with $3 billion on our goods, then another 50, 100, all kinds of threats from the president as well of $100 billion. Do you get the sense that this will eventually come to pass?
I don't, actually. I think this is more about bluster and positioning, which is why I said last time I was here that I really don't expect a trade war. And the fact is, over the course of the last couple of days, since the administration has walked back some of the president's more aggressive comments, the market's up 4-ish percent. And so I think the market is a little bit more relaxed than that would suggest.
I personally can't even call Xi Jinping, a Chinese leader. He's now the emperor. I mean, he just put in his own rules, so he has a clear, free runway till he feels like stepping down. So he has this long tail or ability to look down the road and say, well, I can hold out as long as I want.
And this is an extraordinarily important point in how we negotiate with him, because not only doesn't he have midterm elections coming up, not only does he not have tenure implications, but he also has control over his media, which is obviously so important. So as a result of that, his flexibility in how he negotiates with us is dramatically stronger than our administration or our political system would allow.
I just look and I think to myself, my goodness, 17 years. They've been members of the World Trade Organization, and the Chinese are very modern now, and yet they continue to stick back to very unfair trade, and nobody's been able to get them to move on this. Now they're talking about devaluing their currency even more, which makes things more unfair, does it not?
Well, but actually we have a fair amount of leverage with them because, let's face it, we still are the biggest and most advanced economy in the world. And we had tremendous number of conversations with our Chinese counterparts about having them avoid this so-called middle income trap. So they did a great job of taking their country from a very poor level to middle income levels of roughly $10,000, $11,000 of per capita GDP. But if they are going to continue to grow their economy and create prosperity for their countrymen and create jobs for their people, they're going to have to fundamentally reform their economy. And that's something that I think we're all hoping that they do, and they do it fairly and reciprocally.
Well, it's interesting to see. 1 minute it's the Chinese fault, and then President Trump has said, I like Xi, we'll be friends forever, but this is a problem, but it's not the Chinese fault. I'll be so interested to see how this negotiation, let's call it that, will work. Thank you so much, Stefan.
Great to be here, Liz. Thanks for having me again.
He's with the administration. He says, it's not a trade war just yet.